Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome to February. Remember how just over a month ago I was really talking up how I was going to be more consistent and post more regularly, and I was getting into a whole new YouTube filming schedule for 2023 because I miss you guys and I miss filming. And then I filmed 3 videos and then just ghosted you. Yes, well, I'd like to start off by apologizing for that. Life just kind of took a very special turn. Not that I wasn't expecting it, but things just kind of happened very quickly, as they tend to do with me. So essentially, I would say about a month ago, it became very clear that my living situation was going to have to change. I'm not going to get into the why today because I don't want this to be a 3-hour video. You know, I'm feeling a little rusty, but yeah, my living situation was gonna have to change, so I started looking for places and then happened to find a gorgeous apartment that I really fell in love with, and pretty much it all just worked out perfectly from there. So I have now been in my new apartment for almost 2 full weeks, and I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very happy about it. It's quite an adjustment, but I'm feeling really good and really happy, and just having a new space is always so exciting. I'm not very good with change, but this is the kind of change that I think I was at least emotionally prepared for. And so I'm just, you know, starting to settle in, figuring out a new routine. And today I'm filming my first video in my new apartment with my new ring light, with my new setup. It doesn't really look different to you, but trust me, it is very, very different than the setup that I had before. And if I remember to do so when it's light, sidebar, I procrastinated all day today in filming when I literally could have done it at any point. And I wanted to do a video when I had some natural light, because I've now got a beautiful big window to my right, but now it's dark. And I just kept dragging my heels. But when it is light again, perhaps tomorrow, depending when I edit this, I will try and include just some nice shots of a few of my favorite spaces in my new apartment so that you can kind of see what's up. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, caveat, I am not a minimalist, so you're not gonna have like a sad beige house when you see photos of my space. I love color. I love my blues and my purples and my pinks, and I have many, many books that are not, you know, turned around so you can't see the spine. My books aren't organized by color. So it's a very cozy, beautiful space, and I'm just feeling very grateful that everything kind of worked out. And today I think we're just gonna have a little bit of makeup playtime because of all of the kind of hustle and bustle and shuffling around in the past month. I haven't really been doing my makeup. There was a really great stretch there for a while where I was literally doing makeup every single day, and it was just making me so happy and bringing me so much joy. But I think at the end of 2022, I kind of got into a bit of a slump, and I was just feeling busy and overwhelmed, and makeup was the last thing on my mind. And in the last, I would say, 3 weeks to 4 weeks, my everyday makeup, if I even put on makeup, has gone right back to basics, like super minimalist, no makeup, like just concealer, mascara, and blush, and like maybe a little bit of lip gloss, but usually it's a lip balm because it's still winter and cold and my lips can't withstand much more than that. So I've got, you know, some fun new pieces of makeup that I haven't really had a chance to even play with because I just haven't been doing makeup. So we're gonna kind of dig into that today. And depending on how this all works out, this might go up on Valentine's Day, so perhaps we can put a little bit of a Valentine's Day spin on what we do. So first things first, I have been using a new sunscreen, and I really have to give a shout out to Khaki because I don't know, she has mentioned this brand many times before, but there was just an instance where she mentioned it more recently. And then I think because she mentioned it and I like engaged with that, then I started getting Instagram ads from the brand. So I ended up placing an order, and it is Naturium, if I'm saying that correctly. And this is the Dew Glow Moisturizer SPF 50. It is a chemical sunscreen. And remember, there was a point there where I was like, I don't use chemical sunscreens. Well, I've become a convert. This is lovely. I am really enjoying it so much. I love that when the cap's on, it like can stand on your vanity, but then when you take it off, you like turn it upside down, and it's got just a really lovely pump. I'm only gonna use a squirt because it's nighttime, but just pretend that, you know, this is daytime and I'm using the appropriate amount of sunscreen. I already have my skincare on because I showered, which is why my hair is still a little wet. But I've been loving this, and because I have been also snowboarding and getting out there, you know, late afternoon when there is still sun, having a really good sunscreen has been super, super important, because obviously if you're out doing any kind of winter activity during the day, you're incredibly susceptible to sunburn because the snow just acts like a reflecting pad. But that is absolutely stunning. I love it. It makes my skin nice and glowy and hydrated, and I haven't noticed like any kind of weird reactions. I like how this says organic sunscreen filters. Don't really know what that means, but it's also got niacinamide and 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid. Don't know what the claims are there, but the active ingredients in this sunscreen are homosalate, octisalate, and ivabenzone, or benzene, however you pronounce that. I think people who have a general sensitivity to chemical sunscreens will probably be okay with that because it doesn't have the octinoxate in it, which I think is the kind of trigger for a lot of people with chemical sunscreens. Now, for a few of my, I would say my like kind of base things here, I'm doing a little bit of a project pan, so I'm still using this Refi brow wax, brow gel, whatever. It's still going strong, still loving it, still really all I'm doing in terms of a brow. Perhaps, I think I said this before, but perhaps one day when I don't have bangs anymore, if that day ever comes, brows will take more of a priority because, you know, they are an important part of your face. They really do define so much about your facial features. But for now, having just a really natural brow that's held in place is making me more than happy. And this pretty much stays in my like little makeup bag that I take with me everywhere. Now for complexion, obviously I do not do foundation. I'm not even trying to fuck around and find out with foundation anymore. So I'm just using concealer still, and I am trying to project pan my NYX Bear With Me concealer serum. And I think I'm like pretty even. So I've been, because it's in the winter time and my skin has kind of detanned, I'm using kind of a combination between the shade medium and golden. So just taking literally the teeniest, tiniest squirts onto the back of my hand, and then just blending with my finger. Actually might need more golden just to lighten it up a little. Honestly, I use so little, it doesn't really matter. And then I've got this stupid blemish here on the side of my eyebrow that I don't even really know what it is. And then I'm just going to try and cover up my very tired eyes. I can't remember if one of my last videos I mentioned, but I have been really struggling with kind of like a nostril wound, like the inside of my nostril is split. And I have been very tender with it today, so it's not as red and angry as it usually is. But if you're noticing anything around my left nostril there, you're like, cover it up, that's just what it is. It's kind of a split nostril that keeps bleeding, and I don't have very much control over that situation. Literally, that's it. Just kind of patting that on, and then just taking my Sephora complexion brush, which is pretty much my all-time favorite for blending in my concealers. It really just does the job so beautifully. And I have managed, even though it is quite a long brush, I have managed to like squish it in this bag because I truly do not like to be without it. As part of this new kind of journey in my own apartment, it also really means that I'm engaging in like a whole new budgeting experience. So if you've been following me for a while, then you already know this. If you're new here, this is brand new information for you. Since the beginning of the pandemic, I moved back with my mom and was just living with her and kind of helping out with her a little bit over the past couple of years. And I wasn't paying rent per se, I had taken on bills, which completely changed my budgeting structure from living in an apartment. And then, you know, 2.5 years later, all of a sudden I'm in an apartment again, paying a significant amount more than I was paying even in my previous apartment, just because the cost of living has gone up so much. I'm just gonna go in with my Cheekbone Beauty powder, just very lightly touching that under the eyes just to kind of knock down the shine. So yeah, my budgeting structure was completely different. And now it is once again so different. And so I think I am going to find myself really needing to seriously take on some kind of no-buy year, just so that I don't find myself in any kind of financial trouble. You know, I can completely afford this place, but it is very different having an entire apartment to pay for after years of not really doing that and just having a little bit more spending money. So that's going to be interesting. But that being said, I do have some new makeup that I picked up. So this I bought, I don't even know when. It's the Kaleidos Futurism 7 palette. This is Sashimi City, and I love the packaging. Like, this is the box that the palette comes in, and it's just so freaking cute. I just keep it in here. Also because I haven't really used it, but I love that it opens and it says Futurism 7, and then you, like, it fully kind of unfolds, which is so lovely. And then this is the actual palette, and it opens, oop, there goes the plastic covering. It opens like a little book with a mirror on the side here. And it's just so cute. It's such a pretty color story. And I love that it's got this, I guess these are duochromes, because in the camera this looks pink, but from the side it's gold. So it's this like pink shift gold shade. So let me see if I can, oh, this fell out, so I don't even know what the colors are. And they're not on the back, they're just on this little plastic thing. Okay, I think this is, so if we can kind of see, we've got Promenade, which is this delicious brown shade. Then we have Penthouse, which is that gorgeous duochrome sparkle business. Then Gourmet, then Pink Ginger, which is the one giving you that beautiful pink tone. Then we have Salmon Skyline and Soy Sauce. So this is what we're going to just play with today, and obviously it's going to result in some kind of sparkles, because how could I not, you know? But also because I haven't done makeup in so long, like this move really just kind of like capsized my beauty boat, and I feel adrift. But I'm gonna take just a nice kind of, it's like, I would say semi-dense but also quite fluffy brush, and I think I'm gonna take it into that Gourmet shade. So this one here, this one. And I'm just going to pat that in. The formulas are really pretty. I've literally only stuck my fingers in these, but if they're similar to the powder blushes from Kaleidos, which I really, really like. And it's just, they're like very, very, very silky to the touch. And that's a really lovely very natural shade on me. Pretty. I'm just really lightly dusting it over the whole lid. I don't want it to be anything too intense. I don't need to shock myself back into makeup. Just something light and very pretty, especially if this is something that I recreate rather, for Valentine's Day. I'm just gonna take my favorite pencil brush here and I'm dipping back into that same shade and just going onto the lower lash line. Not that it's really gonna make much of a difference color-wise, but just for consistency, uniformity. Like, it is pretty much my skin tone, so it's really not gonna have much of an impact, but it's just gonna kind of mattify my lids and give me a nice base to work on too. But I think like you can see the tone pretty. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna go into Salmon Skyline, which is this one, which is, as you would assume from a shade called Salmon, kind of a rosy brown. And I'm just popping that into the outer corner and like up into the crease kind of. And then to deepen up my crease a little bit more, I'm going to dip into Promenade, which is this brown over here. So this is soy sauce and this is Promenade. And I'd say that Promenade is a little bit more of a neutral. Soy sauce is very, very rich. And again, I'm lightly brushing this into the crease. And it's just, you know, I'm out of practice, so don't hate on my skills, please. Okay, and then my favorite thing to do is just take my concealer brush and just kind of wipe at the corners to give me more of an angular look, but I'm going for just kind of soft and blown out, not really any kind of structure. I laugh in the face of structure. Sort of, except for when my Virgo comes out. Ugh. Also, I cut my bangs today, and even though I have showered and washed my face since then, there are still little pieces of bang hairs just hanging around. It's very frustrating. So just back to the life update. I'm not even going to go quickly back to the makeup though. I'm not going into Salmon Skyline for the lower lash line. I'm just going to go straight into Promenade. I have not had my own space in 2.5 years, and maybe that doesn't seem like a long time, but I have, since the time I was little, been fiercely independent. I love my own space. I have kind of always had like an issue with authority. I really don't like being told what to do, and not that my mom is any kind of authoritarian, but living with a parent again, especially as, you know, an adult in her 30s, it was definitely interesting. And my mom and I have a great relationship. You know, we are very much friends, but there are moments where the parent-child dynamic kind of reasserts itself, as you would expect. That's only natural, I think. And I don't know, I like my space. I like my alone time. I'm an introvert, so even with someone like my mom who, you know, doesn't necessarily take up a lot of emotional space, and we would go to our own sides of the house at the end of the day, I just would often feel like I was never actually alone. And I'm in a basement apartment, so I'm still never actually alone, but there is a very distinct separation between, you know, the landlords upstairs and me down here. There is no interaction unless, you know, somebody needs something, which is rare. So yeah, it's just a completely different dynamic. And just to have my own space again, and to have my own schedule, and I don't have to answer to anybody, I don't have to talk to anybody. Like, obviously during the workday, I'm talking to people, which can get very exhausting. So at the end of the day, I want to talk to other people even less. I don't have to talk to anyone on the weekend if I'm here by myself. Like today, I'm filming on a Saturday. Usually this is, you know, I spend weekends with my boyfriend, but we were both busy today, so we had today to ourselves, which is a little bit unusual, but it also meant that I literally just had today to myself and did not have to talk to anyone other than my cat. And I actually just like hung out in my PJs watching TV by myself for a couple of hours, which was revolutionary, and like got to work out on my own schedule and got to run errands on my own schedule. And it's It's so delightful having your own space, and I think so essential. I think I complain often about, you know, our culture being very individualistic, so it might seem a little bit antithetical for me to then be like, oh, it's so nice to have your own space and just to be alone, because like that's pretty individualistic of me to say. But at the same time, I really do think that it's quite crucial in your kind of like formative young adult years to stand on your own 2 feet and have your own space and really experience what it's like being an adult moving through the world. I think it's good for everybody, and it doesn't mean that you can't come back into a community at some point. I think that too is equally essential, but it's just truly special if you are capable and able in all kinds of different ways, financially and otherwise, to have your own space and to really just sink your teeth into creating your own space and designing your own space. And it allows for a certain amount of self-discovery, which is really beautiful. You know, part of your personality will come out in all of those moments alone. And I think if you're constantly leaning on someone else, if you have a codependency with other people in your life, you may not actually know who you are. And so I will always be an advocate for moments in time throughout your, you know, young adulthood and adult life where alone time with yourself in your own space, in a space that you've created and are proud of, is like so valuable. And so I'm just truly over the moon to have that again. The eyes are fine. It's very pretty, very gentle, and now I just need to decide which sparkle I want. I think I'm gonna go for Penthouse, which is this one. And these shimmers are beautiful. Like, I don't know if you can see that. I'll swatch it on the back of my hand first. But like, that is so shiny and just delicious. And this one is kind of like a gold shift green. There's a little bit of blue in it. I'll swatch pink ginger next to it. So you can see, like, obviously more of, there you get that pink shift. In the mirror here, it is all pink. And then if I turn my hand this way, then you just see the gold. I really don't know which one I want. I think Penthouse. So I'm just putting it on my finger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my God. I have not put these on my eyes yet, so that's the first impression. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, that was a good decision. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, I want this all over my body. That is so pretty. Okay, I didn't actually want it up into there though, so now I gotta make it even. Okay. Ooh. Now, because I did that, which I think it's stunning. Stunning, I love it. So pretty. I am just going to darken up the lower lash line a little bit more. Okay, nope, not that much. I think I turned my brush the wrong way. And then I'm going to take my pencil brush back in, and I'm just going to, on the outer corner on the upper lid, just darken a little bit more. I don't know that I want to do like a full line, but just kind of on this outer edge here. That's so messy on that side, but there's always one side that's better. Okay. I think, let me turn my mirror around. I think that's pretty. All right, well, once again, super pleased with Kaleidos. Love that for me. I'm gonna leave mascara to the end, and I'm not gonna do bronzer, otherwise I would have already done it. But I picked up this super dewy liquid blush from Revolution. And I can't really get it too much closer because of how aggressive this light is. And this is the shade Blushing for You. Now, I haven't used a liquid blush in a really long time. This is the packaging. Very cute. Little rose gold lid. So we're gonna see how this goes. Just really trying to wipe off the back of my hand here to get rid of all the glitter because I don't want glitter on my face. And I'm just gonna squeeze it onto the back of my hand first. Like, that's probably way too much. I was tempted to get one of the more vibrant shades, but I was also like, do I really need to do that? This is such a lovely shade. So the plan is, we're not going like super carve, buccal fat removal makeup hacks. No, we're going to go for a more cherub cheek because it's Valentine's Day and this has a scent. We want to be cute. That's really pretty and like really easy to blend out. Ooh. So I'm going in kind of lower than I usually do on the cheek, and in kind of this like taking it onto the cheekbone, but more in like a triangle down. I saw this. What is this scent? Like strawberry maybe? Oh, did I just get some on my nose? I don't know, but that's a beautiful color and it blends beautifully. Maybe because I'm not wearing foundation, but it's not picking back up on the brush as I kind of am dabbing on. And then I'm going to do right on the tip of my nose, just the excess. Yeah, I think my nose is still kind of broken from the last time I had COVID, but I think this is kind of like a strawberry scent. Just a little bit on my chin. That might be a little too much on my nose, but whatever. It's cute. This is a beautiful shade. Oh, I feel so pretty and dewy. Yes, love this. Oh, and I like the packaging. I like the sometimes just there's something so satisfying about a squeezy tube. And that's just like such an easy, tiny thing to put in my bag. I have been really using and carrying around my Tower 28 Beach Please in After Hours, which is kind of a similar tone. I would say it's a little bit more purple than what I just put on. This is very much like more neutral, I would say. But so pretty. Should I do just a little bit on my forehead too? Okay. Okay, now I can do mascara and then we'll do lips. I have two new lip glosses here. And the mascara that I have been using, and I bought this kind of specifically for snowboarding on the days that I felt like I did need to look a little bit more alive and human and not just like zombie tired small girl. But because my eyes water so much when I'm outside in the cold and like on a chairlift, game over, like she's crying, I was like, if I'm gonna put mascara on, it has to be waterproof. So I picked up the Essence Get Big Lashes Volume Boost and the waterproof version, obviously. Obsessed with this. It's, I think, like my favorite mascara of 2023 so far. And I just find that it like really does volumize my lashes. Like makes them enormous. That's the whole reason why I wear mascara. And I would say in terms of its like waterproof qualities, it's not so aggressive that it's hard to wash off, but it does hold up when I'm snowboarding and my eyes are watering. I mean, at the end of a 6-hour snowboarding evening, your girl's gonna look tired and exhausted, but like just, that's one coat. There's a significant difference there. Like, this is a very effective mascara. And quite annoyed that I got some on my lower lash line and I don't have, what do I do? Okay, I'm gonna have to let it dry and then I'm gonna need to scrape it off. And I mean, I always put on multiple coats, but like with this, I feel like you could literally just do one swipe and you're good. And I also feel like, snowboarding notwithstanding, because I'm also falling a lot and like rubbing my face, but I feel like it holds my lash curl as well, which I really struggle with. Speaking of curls, ooh, look at pretty. My hair has been really deciding to curl again lately. So after my showers, I'm not brushing it and I'm just putting in a little bit of product. It just makes me happy because my hair really only tends to curl in the summertime when it's humid. And then in the winter, it's like, no, why would we do this? Each hair says no. Each hair just completely revolts. That mascara completely transforms my face, I feel like, which is why I think I have just been wearing just mascara. No eyeshadow, just mascara, blush, lip gloss. Truly back to basics. And also just really, I think Tacky said this in a recent video too, but like just really loving and embracing, was it Tacky? I can't remember. But like loving and embracing my bare face. And you know, a makeup product really has to go above and beyond to impress me, to make me want to put it on my face. Otherwise, like my face without makeup now is something that I'm really loving. And I feel like we all go through phases where we're like, ugh, who is this troll? And like, yes, okay, that's bad self-talk, but it happens to all of us. Right now I'm definitely in a period where I'm like, I love her. I love her face. But speaking of love, I think this makeup look is really pretty. So now it's time to just top it off with a lip gloss. So I picked up 2 of the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip. These are new. My local Shoppers Drug Mart had very few in stock. The like pinkier shades were completely gone, but I decided to go for these 2. So this one is the shade Follow Back, and I would say the closest thing before trying it, just in looks alone, it looks like, is it just called Drip? The Kosas lip gloss. So it's just kind of got like a nude tone to it with some shimmer. And then this one is called Status Update, and it's kind of like a brown, but I have no idea what they're actually like. Like I literally just broke the seal. So I'm gonna do a little back of the hand swatch. Ooh, but like beautiful chubby doe foot. That's one of my favorite things about the In Beauty Project lip glosses, is just that like fat, chubby doe foot. Ooh, okay, these are beautiful. How do I choose? So the top one is Follow Back, so definitely much more sheer, will look just kind of like a shimmery plumping gloss. And this one, Status Update, has definitely more opacity and more color to it. I'm tempted to just go with this. And this has a slight fruity scent, but first of all, that feels delicious and looks absolutely stunning on the lips. Wow. Oh, it just blends so beautifully in with the like natural tone of my lips. Ooh, I'd say it's thick and kind of like a little bit sticky, but feels delicious on the lips. Like my lips instantly feel hydrated and they just look perfect. And that's a really nice like neutral color. So even though I do have color, like it's not stealing the show from the rest of my face and the rest of this makeup. Okay, that was a really good decision. I'm sure I would get more like day-to-day use out of the like kind of more sheer one, but for just like a little kind of splash of color, a little evening out of the lips, plumping definitely, this is great. And I love that it's a drugstore product. I'm putting on more. I wonder if it does build up in color at all. Maybe a little. I really like the way it feels. And I feel like this too, because there's no shimmer, like for all of our, you know, queer folk, non-binary folk who want to wear makeup but don't necessarily want something that's like overpowering, this is a very delicious shade that like doesn't feel too feminine. but just really like enhances the natural look and feel of the lips. So again, that is the shade Status Update, hashtag yes, in the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip. Huge fan. So glad that I picked this up. So glad that it's a drugstore product. Definitely would love to have more shades of this too. Okay. Love this. Love this little shirt. It was the only thing that I could think of that kind of had a Valentine's Day feel. Let me take down my clippies. Just had to get some of my hair out of my face. I'm sorry for anyone who gets like really frustrated for people not moving their bangs away, but they have been testy lately, so I didn't want to impact that. I'm just gonna scratch away very gently some of that mascara, but otherwise, I think this is such a pretty look. This has put me in such a good mood. I'm so happy that I did this. And yes, I'm so happy that I'm in a new space, and I won't make any promises, but I am hoping that this new space inspires a new routine. And now that I have a little bit more flexibility and freedom and I don't have to talk to anyone after work, my videos should be coming much more consistently. But for now, that is everything from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're new here and you made it all the way through this video and liked what you saw and had a cute fun time with me, I would absolutely love for you to join the Land Fam, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And for the rest of you who have been along with me for this journey, I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.